has been talked about with Ari Emanuel supposedly removing Vince McMahon from WWE Creative. Everybody has given their opinion on the topic, including myself, of course. But what is Ari Emanuel's true vision for Vince McMahon, and why doesn't he want Vince running Creative? Also, major news on The Rock and the rumored match between him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And the big one, a major free agent headed to WWE. But does this name fit within the WWE infrastructure, man? We're going to talk about that and so much more right here on Off the Script. It is October 20th, 2023, and we're going to start off with Ari Emanuel and his vision for Vince McMahon, which does not include Vince micromanaging weekly WWE Creative. As previously reported, McMahon is no longer involved in the creative end of things on WWE television. Talent believe that Triple H has been responsible. As you guys have seen over the last 2 weeks, it's clear as day who's been running the show. Responsible for driving 99.9% of the creative moving forward. WWE sources have confirmed that McMahon is currently not involved creatively, and Ari Emanuel decided to have Triple H stay in charge of creative without influence from McMahon making last-minute changes. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that Ari Emanuel doesn't want McMahon micromanaging things creatively. Meltzer says this, and I quote, "One person close to the situation said that Ari Emanuel has a vision for how he can use the worldwide notoriety of McMahon, and that vision doesn't include him micromanaging the weekly television shows." End quote. Now, plans, obviously, in the realm of pro wrestling can always change. McMahon is still very much in charge. McMahon still wields a lot of power. And McMahon, at any given moment, on any given day, could wake up and say, fuck my son-in-law, I don't want so-and-so on TV. Let me go over there or pick up the phone and give him a piece of my mind. You all know what's going to happen. At some point or another, it's going to happen. So I'm not really holding my breath and saying, yep, Triple H is firmly in charge and this is the way it's going to be till the end of time. It's not going to be that way. We've been over this already. We've crossed that bridge before. We've gotten burned. I don't want to get burned again. We all know what is possible. We all know what this man is capable of. But Ari Emanuel, 62 years old, Ari Emanuel, he knows what the fans are feeling. He knows what the fans are thinking. I think him and his team are really in tune with what's going on. He looks at Vince McMahon and all of the negative connotation that Vince McMahon brings with him. If Vince McMahon was back running the show and on top of everything that he's already dealing with personally starts fucking up the show, especially now that the partnership between Endeavor and WWE is finalized, he wants things to get off on the right foot. I honestly, truly believe that Ari Emanuel knows the fans' choice in the matter is Triple H. And I honestly think that Ari Emanuel knows that the fans know and think the shows are better when Triple H is running the show. Vince McMahon has been there, done that. The sale should really open up the eyes of everybody in WWE and on the Endeavor side as a new day. Vince has seen his day. Vince has run WWE. The reason why the sale happened was because Vince wanted ultimate power. I think everybody also knows that as well. But being that Vince opened that door to finally sell WWE, I honestly think the Endeavor side look at that as, you know what? Vince was open and willing to doing something that nobody thought was truly possible. So in their eyes, the way I see it, they're interpreting it as Vince wants to kind of take a backstage role or a role in the shadows and do more of the business side instead of doing the weekly Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown creative thing. That's the way that I see it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ari Emanuel is putting people in place and assigning those people to the job that they've been given. Simple. There's nothing wrong with that, and this is going to be a major topic of discussion until the next blow-up happens with Vince McMahon and he fucks something else up. Or when WrestleMania comes, do you truly believe Vince McMahon's going to sit in the fucking shadows and not want to have any say in WrestleMania? Because Triple H booked one of the best WrestleManias of the modern era. And you think Vince McMahon sat around and did nothing? Of course not. He was there both nights, and then he fucked up the Raw after WrestleMania. So it's going to be a story we're going to keep an eye on. But right now, you feel and see the change. If you don't, there's the fucking door, man. I don't know what you guys are watching. Top free agent headed to WWE? Question mark. WWE may be in the running for a top free agent as they build towards the November 4th Crown Jewel PLE and Survivor Series in late November. Now, while another promotion is losing out on a top star, WWE is looking to add more depth to their roster. Samy Callahan has finished up with Impact Wrestling and officially became a free agent as of a couple of weeks ago, where he can sign with any promotion he wants. He doesn't have a clause. He doesn't have a non-compete. He's got nothing. He's free to do whatever he wants. His deal expired last month. In 2017, Callahan made his debut for Impact Wrestling after wrestling for various promotions such as NXT as Solomon Crow, Awful Gimmick, Hacker Gimmick, CZW, and MLW. As previously reported, several AEW stars, including Jon Moxley, who is very good friends with Samy Callahan, have pushed for the promotion to sign the former Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. However, it's unclear whether AEW has any interest in Samy Callahan. Karrion Kross, who has a history with Samy Callahan, took to Twitter to tweet this, potentially dropping a teaser about Callahan potentially coming to the WWE for another run, and it seemingly looks like Kross was offering the invitation. He wrote, and I quote, "I held this title proudly, Samy. You always brought out the most vicious side of me, which always took me to my next level. I heard you're a free agent now. Let me return the favor and open a door for you that once opened for me." And then he leaves the hourglass emoji, meaning TikTok, at the Samy Callahan. I love Samy Callahan. I've praised Samy Callahan for many, many years. He's done work with House of Glory. Everything he's done has been absolutely class act. He's one of the nicest guys that I personally met. He has greeted me without me even approaching him at the shows, and he's just a great individual, hardworking individual, talented individual. Samy was a mainstay on Impact Wrestling. He was a world champion, several match of the year candidates, several matches of the year in general on Impact Wrestling. And Samy left WWE because that foundation for him was not going to get him where he needed to be. He joins Impact Wrestling, and he basically transforms himself into what we see today. Slowly over those years on Impact Wrestling, he became a main event guy. He made his name, he stamped his mark, and he became one of the more influential hardcore wrestlers in all of the United States. Samy Callahan has propelled himself to be the type of performer that you want on your roster. Samy Callahan has propelled himself to be a main event guy no matter where he goes. You can plug him into any situation. You can plug him into any main event on any show in any country. And Samy Callahan is good enough to main event that show. Plain and simple. But the thing is, Samy Callahan, in my honest opinion, I don't really know him personally, but from what I see, Samy Callahan is the type of guy that takes great pride in what he does. He has a lot of integrity on what he has built. Is WWE going to respect that? If Samy Callahan goes to WWE and signs with WWE, yes, it's life-changing money. He'll be making money hand over fist. He'll be on TV weekly. He'll be in main events. He'll be on weekly TV on Raw and SmackDown. He'll be with the biggest wrestling promotion in the entire world. Wrestlemanias and everything that comes with joining the WWE. But is WWE going to respect and keep Samy Callahan as the Samy Callahan that we see now? Are they going to respect that integrity? Is he going to have that same foundation on what he's built over the years so hard that he's worked for? Is he going to take that, and is WWE going to allow him to do that on their shows? I don't think so. Is Samy Callahan going to be okay with a watered-down version of what he's built over the last 4 or 5 years? I don't think so. Is WWE going to allow Samy Callahan to run his independent wrestling promotion, Wrestling Revolver? It's one of the biggest independent wrestling promotions in the United States. I can't see WWE letting Samy Callahan go out on the indies, wrestle. Can't see WWE letting Samy Callahan go out there and run an independent wrestling promotion when they're going to need him on the road, need him on Raw, need him on SmackDown, need him in Saudi Arabia, need him over here, over there, and everywhere else in between. Samy Callahan going to want to give that up? I don't know. But if Samy Callahan joins AEW, it opens up a whole new door for him to work with a bigger promotion than Impact, make the type of money that WWE could certainly pay him, work with his friends, and maintain his independent wrestling promotion all at the same time. The handcuffs wouldn't be as tight on Samy in AEW as they would be in WWE. But this is a different WWE. Again, yes, Triple H is running the operation right now. You see it, you feel it. Is there any hesitation that that may change over the course of the next 6 to 12 months? We don't know. That's also going to be another thing that many free agents, not just Samy, are going to look at. It's a very interesting situation, but at the end of the day, no matter where he goes, someone with his talents, because he does everything for Pro Wrestling Revolver, everything. The graphics, the editing, the montages, the vignettes, he's booking it, he's wrestling on it, he hires the talent, he does everything over there. WWE would be getting someone like him. Or maybe they take Samy and they treat it like a Nick Aldis situation. Maybe they want to use Samy in more of that type of role than someone on TV, using him and finding all those talents to be more useful to them than it would be to put him on TV. Though I think he still has a ton more to give, a fuck ton to give on TV. If they don't use him, I think that would be a big mistake. It's going to be a very interesting situation to follow, man. But wherever he goes, whatever locker room that man ends up in, it's going to be a great signing for whoever wants Samy Callahan on their roster. Internal belief about The Rock's WrestleMania 40 status. Now, I said this last night with Andrew Baydala on TNT. Thursday Night Titans this week, not Tuesday Night Titans. We have the option to do that. WWE, I know they want to give The Rock the platform to wrestle at WrestleMania. But Rock went on the Pat McAfee show a few weeks ago. They showed up on SmackDown. They did something with Austin Theory. And a lot of speculation began running wild on social media. The Rock is going to wrestle Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That was the going rumor. Now, WWE has no plans to do the match. And it's solely on The Rock if he wants to do it. I actually think that's kind of fucked up. If Dwayne wants to do it, then Dwayne should tell WWE now that he wants to do it. Because the longer you wait on that decision, the more you fuck over Cody Rhodes. And right now, WWE's got no choice because we've seen it on Friday last week. Cody and Roman, you know that's going to be the match. They stared down, and it's going to be the main event match on night 2 at WrestleMania in Philadelphia in April. You're slowly fucking over Cody Rhodes the longer you wait on your decision. Yeah, you know what? I want to do Roman at WrestleMania. So tell me now. The only holdup is Rock is waiting for Hollywood to get back to work, and he doesn't know when that's going to happen. So he's waiting on what he's doing. So, okay, then Rock doesn't really want the match with Roman at WrestleMania. And we're slowly just keeping Cody in the weeds, waiting for something to happen. So WWE's got no choice but to go with their original plan and not wait for The Rock because they don't know if they're going to get an answer. Now, unfortunately, things fell apart with the match that was supposed to happen last year because Rock said that the match was supposed to happen last year. Whatever the logistics were, the reason was that Rock spoke to Nick Khan and Vince McMahon, and you know they did. You know Rock talked to everybody that he needed to talk to. Nick Khan wanted The Rock at WrestleMania. The match was going to happen. He said the match was on. We had a handshake deal. But then the deal fell through because WWE was in the midst of selling the company. Rock knew that the company was going to be sold. They told Rock, let's wait. We're going to sell to Ari. We're going to sell to Endeavor. We're going to make WrestleMania 40 the first WrestleMania under the Endeavor banner, and we're going to want you at the show to make it the biggest ever. So they held off on that. Had nothing to do with creative. The creative calls for Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. The Rock is the end goal for the tribal chief, head of the table, bloodline story. We all know it. But they held off on it because of Endeavor and the sale with WWE. Now, he gave fans some hope when noting he's open to a match with Reigns at WrestleMania 40 next year in Philadelphia. As previously reported earlier this week, there are no plans for the match to happen at next year's show. Dave Meltzer reported that the internal belief in WWE is that the company wouldn't turn The Rock down if he wanted to do the match. Still, it's not something they're going with heading into WrestleMania 40. They're clearly heading towards Cody and Roman. Meltzer wrote, and I quote, regarding the stories that WWE won't do Rock versus Reigns at Mania if Rock wants to do it, what we were told is this. If he wants the spot, I can't believe WWE would turn him down, but after Johnson turned it down last year, nobody is going with the idea he's going to do it this year. The match is not scheduled, unlike at this time last year when the match was considered a good shot. End quote. It was added that the belief is Rock will be busy once the strike in Hollywood ends. Just like John Cena said, he'll be back to work there. Meltzer added, we're told The Rock is not going to come back and win the title. End quote. Well, that had nothing to do with the championship. I mean, the match doesn't even need the championship to take place if they want to do it. But if Rock is going to wait, I don't know what he's waiting for. Is he waiting for Hollywood? Do they want to keep it hush-hush? Is he going to show up in the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble? Are we somehow planning and weaving creative to get Roman Rock night 1, Roman Cody night 2 in one mega extravaganza at WrestleMania 40? I don't know. If Rock wants to come back and do WrestleMania, that's the way to do it. 2 Roman matches and Roman Empire falls finally on WWE television. That's the way I would do it. The Rock doesn't need to beat Roman at all. Roman beats Rock and then falls to Cody. Cody goes over. He's the guy. He's the face of the company. He's the new champion. Bring back the winged eagle. It's the way you do it. But I'm tired of hearing the story. I really am. If Rock doesn't want to do it and we don't see Rock at WrestleMania 40, I don't want to hear another fucking word about Rock and Roman at all. Because at this point, we've heard it going into WrestleMania 37, 38, now 39, and now 40. We're over it. If it doesn't happen this year, I don't think anybody truly is going to give a shit if it ever happens again in WWE. Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you enjoyed today's content, leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below on today's top stories. Do you want to see Rock at WrestleMania? Do you want to see Samy Callahan sign with the WWE? And what do you think about Ari Emanuel not wanting Vince McMahon micromanaging WWE Creative? All that and more. Leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's try for 1,000 likes. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. Guys, I'll be back tonight live for Friday Night SmackDown right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.